Hey everybody, I want to talk with you for a few minutes about how to fill your group. When you have this conversation with anybody, the very first thing they say is, who's going to come to my group? And what we want to encourage you to do right off the bat, we're going to talk in a minute about some tools that we have available that will help you. But the very first thing you need to know is that the groups that are the most fun, the groups that are the most meaningful, the groups that really are what you want them to be, are filled with people that you know already. And there really are 5 pretty distinct groups that you know already, and I want to kind of walk you through this idea. Basically, if you think about who you know already, there might be some family members that are in your area here. Now, if they're in California, or if they're in some other part of the country, you probably aren't going to get them to come over on the night that you have your small group meeting every week. But some of your family live nearby, and some of the family that you have that live nearby you'd actually want to invite to your group. Some you wouldn't. I have a brother that I would desperately do everything I could to keep him from knowing when we meet. But I got a brother-in-law and a sister-in-law that I'd love to have there. You may be the same. Then you have some friends that live nearby, and you know them, you hang out with them sometimes, maybe you go to the movies, those kind of things, you go to dinner, and they ought to be on your list. You ought to kind of be making a little bit of a list of people that you could invite. Then you've got some people that work with you. They're co-workers, or maybe they're in the next cubicle down or the next office building, but you get together with them from time to time by the water cooler, or maybe to share a cup of coffee in the morning, and you could see inviting them. Maybe you could see inviting them with a little bit of encouragement, but they should be on your list. And then there are people who are your neighbors. They literally do live across the cul-de-sac or just down the street, and you've been known to pull out the grill and on a Friday night spend a couple hours out in the front yard cooking up some burgers and hanging out. You ought to have some of those folks on your list. And then last, you've got some people that you do things with already for fun, or for some kind of enjoyment. You're in a bunco group in the neighborhood, you play on a softball team, you've got some folks that, for example, you might have been parents together on the t-ball team 4 years ago, and these people still trade phone calls from time to time with you. You still get together and talk about how the kids are doing now that they're in the 12-year-old in the major leagues of the Little League. You've got some people that you do things with for fun. So you've got family, you've got friends, you've got co-workers, you've got neighbors, and you've got people that you just do things with for fun. My recommendation, ours, is to start there. Make a list and then make it a point to connect with those people. In the tools section, the ways that we can help you to fill your group, the first thing I want to mention is that you'll be receiving some invitations in your packet. That is a great thing to use to invite the people that we just talked about. Sometimes all they need is the date, the address that the meeting is at, maybe your phone number to reconnect or something like that. It could be a great way to make a personal connection with them. The second kind of tool that we have to offer is based on a form that's in your packet. It's called the host information form, and it's in your packet. You fill that out and take it to the small group table in the lobby. That really is kind of step one of getting your group listed online. Also in your packet there is an information sheet that tells you how to list your group online. And this is actually a pretty important piece of information about kind of the tool of letting your group be available and be findable to people that maybe you don't know, but your group's going to be meeting at the perfect spot filled with the perfect people for them. And so if you want to have it listed online, you need to just follow those simple instructions. And then a very important key though is, if your group is listed online, you need to respond promptly when people email you about joining your group. You could imagine what it would feel like to not know a host personally and go online and click on someone and then have them not reply. For many people who join a group here at the Oaks, this will be their first test of being part of a group like this. What a bad experience it would be to reach out like that and then not have someone reply back. So I want to personally ask you, and I know on behalf of Pastor Scott, we all want to ask you, if you're listed online, make a personal commitment to respond to them promptly. I'd say if you get it, you need to respond that day. If you get it overnight, you shouldn't feel the obligation to reply and 2 o'clock in the morning, but you ought to get back to them that following morning or by midday, something like that. And then when your group is full, God willing, all of the groups will be just packed, and they'll have so many people in there that they really have the problem. We don't have any more parking on the street or seats in the house. If that happens, there's a way that you can go back online and indicate that your group is full. Now, I just want to say, you're getting ready for one of the most exciting rides that you'll ever be on. Inviting the right people, responding promptly when they seek you out, those kinds of things, you're setting yourself up, God's setting you up to have a great ride in your host group. And we're so excited that you've taken this step, and we'll be praying for you all the way through. God bless you.